We know the market is in a bubble. Whether that's because it doesn't fit the criteria or because we'll only be able to see it in retrospect is up for debate. But the numbers don't lie. The nation is experiencing a slowdown. What does that mean for brokers, buyers, and the industry at large?
We're hoping for a crash. Fingers crossed. I mean, if you listen to Wall Street, saying housing is at least 20% overpriced. So if you just get a 20% reduction, it's not significant enough.
For distressed investors, a crash can be a boon. For brokers, though, they can be a nightmare, and it can look very different for different sectors of the market.
I've been talking a lot about one macro phenomenon going on in America that we're also seeing here, and that's the country's increased polarization. And part of that polarization is the wealth gap also, which is a product of monetary cycle, whatever. So what we're seeing right now in this market is we're seeing divergent behavior between million plus and million and below million.
Miami is a special case compared to much of the country.
We're one of the exceptions, and we're one of the places where focus is shifting. What's happening in Miami Q2, there is a transaction volume slowdown below $1 million, which is going to be, I think, affected by realities of carry costs, mortgages, and also just the unavailable inventory. It's almost 60% down.
For brokers, any impact on inventory can make things uncomfortable.
Well, I think brokers make their living on volume. It's not about the exact price point. It's about how many people are buying and selling. So to the extent that volume goes down, that will definitely have an impact.
If you're going to talk to somebody in Miami about real estate, the only question to ask and to make your decision upon is how long have they been doing it? You would say that, prices can't go down, it's real estate. If you haven't gone through them, you know that prices can go from 600 a foot to 200 a foot pretty quickly.
I mean, as more sellers decide not to sell right now because they don't think they're going to get top dollar, so they decide to rent their house out for a couple of years or whatever, we may see more agents handling that.
For investors and buyers, a slowing market can become an issue when properties are no longer worth the money they paid or the amount they were loaned. Those with mortgages can find themselves underwater and end up being forced to foreclose. But investors who don't need to worry about that may be in for a good time.
I think actually this is a wonderful time for investors. There are real opportunities. What I'm seeing in the rental market is that we are getting our young people back into San Francisco.
A slowing market isn't the end of the world for the industry, but will bring changes and adjustments. Check back with The Real Deal for future updates.